Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to, I guess, another episode of What is this? I am working on some new stuff. I've been kind of working on some new stuff, but I haven't had a lot of time. Work's been keeping me very, very busy. I have my main, I guess, watch channel, which is under Chrono Craze, I believe, and that's my Instagram handle, and yeah. So if you watch this channel, and this will be kind of part of on that as well. I do a lot of watch reviews and just give my take on the stuff that interests me. And on another side project I've been trying to do currently, just been called the Brain Tickle. It's something that I guess it's a side project which I want to try to do, which is to just get a bunch of things, entertainment, fun things that I'm interested in, and just work on them and talk about them and see how that goes. And yeah, and that's going to be there. And so this, what's in here, kind of will go sort of both ways. I mean, I'm trying to get a workspace finally set up to do videos. I've been just kind of putting a light box or wherever I can go to do it, and so I want to have a workspace where I can just drop something here and start, throw on the camera and start recording. And yeah, so I can just keep some content going. And yeah, especially since I work pretty late, so I'm tired already. I don't want to mess with setting up cameras. So, I'm just trying to get someplace that I can just get into, quickly do something, and then roll them out and go on that kind of workflow for a while until I can figure out something else. But in creating my workspace here, I wanted to personalize it, to infuse it, drop in some things that are content related, or if not, at least uh, show some personality and some things about myself, I guess. And I like Legos for one thing, so that's what's in here. And as you see, actually, I have a few other things that I need to get to. This is a Lego architecture series. They got different scenes, landscapes, not real landscapes. They're not completely accurate. People will note that some of the order of these buildings, if you were to take a picture in real life, even though they're not actually this close together, besides that, one should be, I forget which one, like I think the Trans-America building may be outer and this should be in the middle, or something like that. But no big deal. It's just to get the general, landmarks and feel of a particular city. And this one is San Francisco, which I am born and raised in. And so I thought this was a pretty cool set to have, just to, just to, uh, as a, I guess, honor or a tribute to my hometown. Yeah. So they have many. They got some in London, Germany. Pretty sure there's some in around the countries. Sydney, Australia. I'm sure they have like the Opera Theater. That's pretty famous landmark over there, and so forth. So, anyways, so there's that, and I'm excited about this guy. This box is huge. I didn't expect it to be this big, since this thing isn't supposed to be more than 10 by 6. So I'd be interested to see how this is. And this is a this is not official Lego. It's by, can you see it here? Something called Fantasy. It's not quite fantasy, it's fantasy. And I think they do several ones. And I got inspired by a couple of things. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I just want to talk about this and we'll get into that little box that we have there. So looking around Legos, I'm really into Legos, have been all my life. And as an adult, I guess there's just so much more cool things now that they can do. And there's all these other parties that make their own kits, right? And I've noticed that Lego, going to the website, they have, I believe, a Van Gogh artwork. So it looks like the Starry Night is the famous Van Gogh painting, but it's made out of Lego, so it's kind of 3D, and that was pretty cool. And I was going to get that, but I was looking around on Amazon and I saw this, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And this is that famous, I cannot pronounce it, but it's a famous tidal wave, maybe a tsunami. It's which one? Well, I don't have my Seiko with me, but it's kind of like the wave that you see on the back of Seiko diver watches, and it's inspired by this famous wood block. I think it's made out of a wood block painting that I'm sure you guys have seen, especially if you're Seiko fans. It's a very famous artwork, and so yeah. And being that I'm very much into Seikos, and I would say this is that would be qualify as being something content related. I figured it'd be cool to have something like this as a display in the background. Hopefully it'll fit in my workspace. It's not too wide. We'll see how that goes, but I'm definitely going to build that, try to get that in there and kind of place it in the background, at least probably over on this side when it's done, and just to have, and so people will see that and say, ooh, pretty cool. Isn't that tsunami? Oh, it's made out of Legos. Anyways, we'll get into that soon, but today, pan back down, and I got a dedicated like camera holder. This will hold my phone, which is my main camera really. That's really all you need, but I do have a digital camera as well if I want to have even better quality, but these days smartphones do quite a good job as is. And I got this from Amazon, and they say this is an exclusive, and what Adidas Superstar. Yep, it's not really a shoebox, but it's pretty cool how it looks like a shoebox, right? Like from Adidas. And I'm not like a big sneaker collector at all. I mean, I had some Jordans when I was growing up. They did get stolen at school after at one point, but I did have a pair of Jordans, and but for sneakers, I've always found myself gravitating to Adidas. And just something about those stripes and the classic style, and also famous footwear that you see like a lot of rappers, namely I can think of Run DMC, probably the Beastie Boys, stuff like that, rap and hip hop stuff that I grew up on. And I am into many different kind of musics, but yeah. Oh, interesting, this is actually not a real lip. I was trying to feel for it. It looks pretty real, doesn't it? But nope. And this is All Stars, right? Classic. And this is the mini version. Obviously, you can see how big it is. And I saw this just browsing actually for the white version of this that has the black stripes that Lego actually has. It's larger. It's probably closer to maybe what an actual sneaker size would be. It might be almost 1-to-1 scale, but actually made out of Legos. And I did get that, and that's coming in. But I also saw this, and I thought this wasn't that expensive, really. I think 30 or 40 bucks. And I thought this was pretty cool, too, to do a mini version of it in the reverse, black with white. I've had those before as well. And, yeah, so this is kind of representing a little piece of myself. Again, I'm not a sneaker collector. I don't keep them super clean or have a stockpile of them anywhere like some people do, perhaps. But I do like my sneakers, and I definitely gravitates towards Adidas mostly. And it's got this cool kind of Adidas guy with his beatbox, boombox, and a mic. I guess he's ready to rap. And is there a name for this guy? Sometimes they have a name for the characters, but I don't think they do for this. What is this thing? Oh, I guess this might be like some hole that would be cut out in the shoebox. Oh, sometimes they have like things for venting it out, or maybe you can kind of see what the shoe color is on the inside through the box. I forget, but interesting. Oh, actually, this is a cutout of the Lego head, so I'm not exactly sure why that's there. So let's get into this and check it out. Let me pause this for a sec. All right, so it doesn't have the usual dotted thing, perforated edge that you push in and you pop out on a lot of Lego sets. So I'm going to go into here, and yeah, so I think this is a Amazon exclusive because it says exclusive on the Amazon site, and I did not see this at the Lego website because I was looking for it to see if I could maybe add it to my purchase of some other stuff that I got coming. And cool, we got the Adidas branding here, instructions, the pieces. since this is a pretty quick build, why don't I just do it right now? Doesn't look too hard, right? And my hope is, looking at all these pieces, which is great that they include like what you should have and how many. I wouldn't mind, because you can always go to the Lego website. There's a place where you can buy parts separately, just about any part that they make, I believe, as long as you know the part number and you can specify what color. I'm sure there's different codes for the specific colors, so that's going to be tricky. I'm not sure. I had to find some parts for that. Oh, I did. I was working on a Porsche. I was modifying it to be a special version of the Porsche, and so yeah, there's a place where you can find these things, and if there's not a bag one or two, sometimes they divide it. Nope, don't want to lose that. So if you can stick around till I finish this, it'd be great. If not, fast forward it and just see the results. But some people find this kind of meditative. So usually they have you build the characters. Oh, this guy is not the usual Lego size. He's kind of big, or at least he seems more jumbo sized than normal. Definitely, these are bigger hands, and obviously the body too. That's pretty cool, actually. And these legs, yeah, this just a little bit bigger. It's hard for you. I don't have another one to compare it to, but you just stick that in there. But they just look like the normal Legos, especially the hands and stuff. And this thing is just built around the body. I don't think you can even separate it. No? Interesting. I thought they would just keep this as like your normal minifigures, but it feels bigger. I'm almost certain that it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, like you put this in his hands, this mic, they show it on the right side. So I usually try to mimic what they show in the pictures at some point. Let's see. Here's his head. His head is really inset. It's supposed to be like that. I guess so. I suppose I can give him a little neck and kind of pull his head out slightly, so he looks like at least he has a neck. Let's see, and then let's see, where's his hat? His b-boy hat. So I do like this, or he's got to look cool, like hat backwards, right? Or sideways, or the ankle tilt. But we'll just do it like the picture for now. Oh, well, it sinks his head back in. I guess I can pull it back out. And that's it. Pretty simple. Oh, and then stickers for... He's like basically wearing a shoebox. And normally, just to make sure that the adhesion is good and perfect, I use a set of tweezers to put these on. Hang on, let me see. Okay, and here's my box of tools. That's one thing that you might learn about me is I like building models, scale models, and I have a long history of doing such, but I haven't had time for that in years. One, just being an adult and working, and namely having kids, makes it hard. So we're just going to lay this on. So I like to use tweezers to apply my decals. Even on the toys, because I like expert precision. Just using your thumbs, it can get stuck on it more. This tends to allow you to place and lift. And there's a top and bottom, which I try to look for focus. You can see there's that little piece that of injection molded, or maybe it was cut off of a sprue or something. And so I keep that on the bottom, keep the smooth one on top. And yeah, I am obsessed about getting it perfect. So I'll kind of like putting on a screen cover for a screen protector for a cell phone. I'll size it up to see before I actually commit to putting it on, which, I see where the center is, or should be, and then I know once I lay it down where it should where it should approximately fit. And yeah, so that it looks as centered as possible. And I think this should be, that should be good enough. It's probably off, but that's all right. And it's kind of hard doing it behind camera, but that should be good enough. And then there we go. Plus, when you got oils in your fingers and you hold the sticky adhesive part, it kind of compromises the adhesive because you're laying down. You'll attract the oils obviously off of your fingers a bit, and so you have a little less adhesion over time, I suppose. And I don't know. I think about these things. Probably worry too much. Here's his bee box. Yeah, he's gonna strut. All right, so we'll set him aside for now. And well, there is one more of these, and that goes to the shoe, the tongue. And we're gonna build the shoe now. All right, so we need to start off with this. And it's just so cool how far Lego has expanded. It was great going to Legoland finally. It was a few years ago now, but with my kids and down in San Diego, that's where it's at. At least I'm pretty sure there's only one Legoland. And yeah, so this goes onto one side. And sometimes I'm kind of a nut about this. If I have the time, I will match up the logo. See that? I try to make sure it's upright instead of like mounting it sideways. But if I'm working this with my kids or something, I won't be that meticulous. But it's for myself. I put in the extra effort. But yeah, going back to Legoland, that was certainly a lot of fun. Just the whole place is full of Legos, and my kids loved it. My daughter is the older one, and so she was able to appreciate it more, but still maybe a bit too small to be able to do all the stuff there. So as much as I say, try to take your kids, definitely take your kids to amusement parks. They should be old enough so that they can actually do more of the rides instead of just the really simple ones that just like are super gentle and not particularly exciting, but it's something for them to go on. But you go there, especially you pay as much as you do these days at those amusement parks. Man, yeah, you're gonna want to make sure if you can that they're old enough so that they can do more. Because if they get turned away because they don't meet that height requirement for some of those rides, get the sad face and say, well, maybe next year when you're bigger. But yeah, and that was before the pandemic, just a bit before that, and so it was great to be able to have actually go down and do that before all hell broke loose. I hope I'm doing this right. Just following these pictures. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is a small kit. It's only got 92 pieces. Sounds like a lot, but for Legos, that's not all that nuts. Let's see, it goes here. So there. And yeah, what are your favorite shoes if you're into shoes? It doesn't have to be sneakers, but I don't have time to dress up like I used to. A little bit nicer. So this is going to probably be the sole of the shoe, most likely. And so we'll put that down because we're starting something else here. It's whatever this thing is. So need one of these. One of these gray ones. And I guess you put them on the sides like this. I was into Nike at one point, going up in the 80s and 90s. That was the shoe to get, it seems like, especially with all the sponsorship, especially around Michael Jordan in particular, and Bo Jackson, and probably other athletes. I mean, tennis shoes. I remember Michael Chang. Did like his sneakers. I wanted a pair of those. They had like this fancy, like not fancy, but really bright neon green. That's kind of like the tennis balls, white. But the shoe itself was basically mostly white, but had that strong, bright green or yellow accent of like a tennis ball as its accent color. And I always wanted that. I just like the look of that, but never got to. And again, I had Jordans, but they got stolen. Air Maxes. Yeah, but then I got sick of Nike, to be honest. They weren't the best quality, and there's just so much hype and the costs around them that kind of sickened me. I don't know. I just felt like just kind of out of it. It's like there's so many more shoes that I don't need to spend over $100 on that are just as good, if not better. And actually, there's a lot of the Nike styling got too wild, and so I did not like that. It's just it's like I don't really care for all these funky organic designs and super like crazy textures or patterns and maybe even colors too. Pretty conservative, as you can see. Adidas, so they do have some wild ones, but for the most part, I've done white and black. I do have a set of gray ones. I had a nice olive drab one. What else? Did I have a blue pair? Maybe I didn't. Mostly it's been pretty basic, like white and black. That's just something that I just do. And yeah. Reeboks were cool. I was into Reeboks at 1.2. Sorry. I know this is for both channels, but then for those that are on my watch channel, I know this is not completely watch related, but if you want to know something about me, and this is going to be kind of in the background, at least one of the objects to spice up the channel and at least give some visual interest in the background while I talk about watches, or when I talk about the other fun stuff that I do or try to do when I have time. Yep. So looks like this goes to the back of this part. Hopefully I'm not good at multitasking sometimes, talking and doing things, and I could mess up. And it's particularly evident if I'm driving. Scares people sometimes. Let's see, let's stick these back on. These. And definitely like that. I like New Balance as well. What else? But I think Adidas are my brand. That's just always where I gravitate towards. That looks about right. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. And I do like Reeboks. I would probably rank those next. If I do Nikes again, there'd be probably something classic and nothing too. It's more retro than probably anything super modern and wild. And I would say often my watch collection reflects my shoes in some ways. I do tend to do a lot of blacks and whites, I think. Though I'd like to throw in colors here and there. And then do another piece with one of these. A square one. Another short one. Oh, nope. There it is. See if I can get this in 30 minutes. Probably not. I'm supposed to do 2 of these. All right, real easy. One more of these. One of these, don't make that. There we go, and that goes onto the sides, like so. How is that supposed to work? Am I missing a layer? No, 1, 2. It's like this piece will get in the way, won't it? Or did I use the wrong? Oh, okay. What? Hold on. Okay, let's back it up. Sorry. No, that's right. You use these. Stop here and then. Oh, wait. Silly me. Okay. I know where it went wrong. I put these on, I think, like this. And it should be like that. So yeah, I had them like this. That's why there was a peg sticking out on the outer and wouldn't close up. So let's see, put this back on here. Should just, there we go. I see where I went wrong. There we go. So yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute, that peg is going to be in the way. No, it isn't. Stick those on. All right, jump back. So we got, make sure that was it, right? We got the sides on. Then we got to just put the one piece on top, smooth out the toe. And one of these angled ones, so it angles back in here. Interesting. I wonder why it does that. And okay, we're going to make 2 of those. Triangle, small square. Okay, I'm not paying attention to the Lego things now. The branding, especially at this is being covered anyway, so that really won't matter. And now if I was picky about the direction of the Legos, even though it's covered, then something wrong with this guy, huh? Yeah, at one point I had a pair, exactly, these All-Stars. I had a black one with white stripes, and I also had the white ones with the black stripes. Same model, basically. But I just liked the shoe, and it wasn't that expensive. And worked for me. It's like I was into the white shoe phase, and then I felt like, okay, I've been doing that. Maybe I should go try black. And I ended up having both, which is fine. Okay, so these go on the sides here, like so. Oh, it's starting to take form. And we need one of these. And let's see, what is this thing here? One of those. That goes to the, I think they're pointing to go this to the back. And then this goes, okay, I got, so this goes like that, something like that. And then 2 of these 3 pieces go right down the sides, like so. Okay. And then, yeah, I mean, what a job would it be to work at Lego just to keep building this kind of stuff, just be creative and see what you can come up with. That is a heck of a job. Basically play with toys all day, get creative, and I'm pretty sure that's a job at Lego. This is going to be covered because I'm going to get anal retentive about this and make sure this is facing the same direction as the other side. There we go. There we go. And this says Lego upright. Yes, no one will ever see that. But, it's one of those things that if you know it, that's bad enough. Then you'll always know and see it, even if you can't really see it. And I guess this goes back here. Let's create the the back part of the shoe. I don't know what you call that. It's not really the heel because the heel is back here, but the piece that's would kind of cushion right behind your ankle, right? If you can imagine that. Imagine that. Okay, this goes here. And yeah, just trying to come up with different things. I mean, geez, just so many Star Wars. Really cool. I mean, that's just like crazy money there. And what else? I mean, they pretty much have hit pretty much every franchise I can think of. See, is that right? Okay, and then here comes the laces. It's pretty cool how they use this stuff for laces. So, how do they do this? That goes there. Oh, this is gonna like come down like that. You hook it here, and then it'll bend down, and it'll go with the laces. You use crafty. So that's what these yellow pieces are for. You just put them here. This must be from. You see this shiny thing? I was crazy gluing some toys to fix, and some other things that were broken at the house for my kids. And I think I might have crazy glued my thumb a little bit while I was doing it. That's the only thing I can imagine why this shiny thing right here is not going away over time. And yes, this is going to be underneath, but I'm still lining up these pieces so that they are perfectly straight or perpendicular to each other like that. Some people I might say I have a little OCD issue, and I do. There you go. Just make sure they're down. This is right? 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth one like that. I mean, it's genius. Yeah, why am I lining these up, right? I'm never going to see it, right? It's just, I know it's not straight underneath. There you go. And then we stick it on, right? Oh, almost to the end, I can see it. Oh, and then here's the tongue. So we're going to add the Adidas logo to this piece. This gets a little, actually, nope, this goes in the back. You're too hasty. You goof up. Okay, where's my tweezers? I don't even know why they bothered to make a black bar on this side. It's not even a sticker. Let's see. I think it won't matter too much. I'll just find a place. Oh no. Not just any place. There we go. And then that goes right back here. Oh. And then you just stick this right on here. Snaps in. And then close it down. Voila. And there you go. Oh, we got to just finish up the sides here. And we got the famous stripes. And I guess you just put it at an angle. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. There's no, it just kind of fits and you just have to move it into place. Let's see how do they do it. So this one is kind of straight with almost a bottom, and this one's a little higher. So I guess it gradually rakes up like that. It's got to be the right angle, right? 45 degrees. Or is it 35? I don't know. So I'm lining that up. It shouldn't go below the mark, right? I'm just trying to, and yeah, so see reference, that corner is in, sorry, that corner is in line with that line right there that joins those two pieces. And then I'm kind of doing that to make sure it's basically aligned to that as well, so it doesn't pass the bottom. And that's my basis for keeping all the angles. And then I just move these guys into place. I suppose this one could technically be kind of lined up with the joint on this one right here. And then something like that. I mean, actually, this maybe needs to go. Yes. Okay, something like that. Notice that this corner is lined up with, you can see where the joints kind of intersect right there. And so I guess I'll just find something like that. I think this needs to be slightly lower. I want to say, it's pretty close. I think it looks about right. What do you think? Some angles it looks right, some angles it looks just a tiny bit off. Anyways, I can adjust that myself later, I suppose. And then we just need to do this. Same deal on the other side here. So something like that. And I'm going to do something like that. I'm like the only person that's going to notice that it's like a micron off. I think that'll do it. You think? Pretty cute, pretty cool. And got my B-boy here with his see how holding it. It should be like, I guess, like that. Right? You wouldn't be holding it out like this, it'd be like that. So we still balance with this on it? Yeah, it's chunky enough. So I guess he'll be somewhere back here. I can toss these for some. I don't need to keep this decals. I'm not going to use it. I do keep the instructions, and I always keep the original box as well. Kids under 3 are banned from having fun. Boo-hoo. That's sad. Come on, make this for everyone. And then I need to get a set of those small baggies, not just for this, but for my spring bars or other watch tools or, knickknacks. But I bag that and usually put that there and just quickly seal it up and then store this away. I mean, this is kind of cool anyways, this packaging for this thing. And in case I ever sell it, which I pretty much never, well, no, that's not true. I had a bunch of Star Wars ones, a huge, in this custom-made case that I did. And super cool, but it was a time when I didn't need to have all that, and there's just money sitting in there, so I ended up selling it all. But luckily, I always kept all my packaging, and so for collectors, that's still good. I mean, yeah, it's been opened, but um, it's hey, the important parts are still there as much as possible. And yeah, this is pretty cool. I like it. Adidas B-boy rapper or break dancer, or maybe he can do it all. Of course, he needs his one shoe. It's funny though, if anything, it's like this with that white one that's coming in. It's gonna be bigger, and I think you can actually use actual shoelaces on that one just to kind of mix up the authenticity to make it look more authentic, even though it's all Lego. And I do think they actually did make a Lego wearable one that looks like a Lego shoe, but it's actually like a Lego version of it, but it's actually yeah, it's actually wearable, and you might be able to have it might have these pegs on it, so you can stick stuff on it. I have to look it up. I'm pretty sure when that Adidas this toy, this Lego thing came out, they also actually made a shoe that goes with it or matches with it, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe they just put it next to each other and say, hey, no, I definitely remember an actual shoe that had Lego kind of components on it. Well, they didn't do all the sole details, as you know, but I guess that's forgivable in this small package. Um, yeah, yeah. So they really should have like a pair, because if you buy a shoe, you usually will get two pairs, right? I should get a second one of these just so I have two shoes. This makes more sense. And is this the left or the right foot? It's for both feet. Doesn't matter. You can have two left feet and it'll still work. All right. So yeah. I want to make another one of these, but I don't have the decals. I mean, I guess I could probably make one up and print something up myself. And same with something. Well, harder with the white ones. I'd have to cut them out. It is doable to make my own. You know what they missed? They should have like a Adidas thing usually on the back too. Either says it or they have this logo sometimes is on the back. Depends what model it is. But without all the details, I think I could probably make a version of this in white with the black bars. And if I don't do the zigzag things, I mean, just using the bars could work. I gotta look in the instruction manual, look at the pieces, and then find the white colored version of them. If they do have them, I assume that if they have one piece and one color, they should have other pieces of this, same kind, but just different colors of it. All right, so this is me showing off my sneaker part of me, and also doubles as my Lego. I'll go back there somewhere. I gotta rearrange some stuff. My Lego obsession as well. So yes, not watch related, although this is probably more primarily made for the other channel, but I'll upload it for both. But this will be in the back of my watch channel videos as well. So I figure I'll just share it anyways, just for those who are interested in this kind of stuff as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next.